Welcome to English Practice Lab.
Hi, everyone.
We're here to help you learn and practice English in a way that's simple and really useful for actual real-life situations.
Exactly. We want to make it practical.
So today, we're diving into something many of us do, flying. We want to get you ready for your next flight with useful English phrases.
Yeah, we'll walk you through typical airport situations step by step. So if you're traveling soon, or maybe just curious, this is definitely for you.
Okay, let's start right at the beginning. Part 1, check in at the airport.
Right. So you've just arrived. You find your airline's counter. This is usually your first official interaction.
This is where you check in for your flight, drop off any big bags, your luggage, and get your boarding pass right.
That's the main goal. So what do you say? A really common and clear way to start is, "Hi, I'd like to check in for my flight."
And it helps to add your destination, like, hi, I'd like to check in for my flight to New York.
Definitely. Makes it quicker for the agent. They'll almost certainly ask you something like, "Can I see your passport and ticket, please?"
So have those ready. And then comes the question about luggage.
Yep. They'll likely ask, "Do you have any bags to check?" Meaning the big suitcases that go into the plane.
And if you're not sure about the rules, you might need to ask, how many bags can I check in? Because sometimes there are limits or fees.
Good question to ask. Once they have your documents and sort out your bags, they'll give you your boarding pass.
This is super important. It has your flight details.
Exactly. The agent might say something like, "Here is your boarding pass. The gate is B12.
Okay, so now you have the pass. What should you ask to make sure you know what's next?
Well, you'll want to know about timing and location. So asking what time is boarding is key.
Right, because boarding time is usually like 30 to 60 minutes before the actual departure time.
Uh-huh. And you also need to know where to go. So which gate do I go to? Even if it's on the pass, it's good to confirm.
And maybe you're a little worried about delays.
Yeah, that happens all the time. So asking, "Is the flight on time?" is perfectly normal. It gives you peace of mind, or at least, prepares you if there's a delay.
Okay, so check-in is done. You've got your boarding pass. Now, where do you usually head?
Next up is usually the security check. Part 2, going through security.
Ah, yes, everyone's favorite part. This is where they screen you and your carry-on bags.
Right. It can feel a bit rushed, but just listen carefully to the instructions from the security staff. They tend to use very clear, direct language.
What kind of things will they say?
You'll hear things like, "Please place your bag on the conveyor belt." That's for the X-ray machine.
And they often ask you to take things off or out of your bag, right?
Yep. Very common instructions are, take your laptop out of the bag, and please remove your shoes and belt, sometimes jackets too.
Oh, and liquids. They always ask about liquids.
Absolutely. Do you have any liquids? Remember, there are rules about how much liquid you can carry in your hand luggage. Usually small bottles, under 100 milliliter, in a clear plastic bag.
Okay, so take off shoes, belt, metal things, take out laptop, put bags on the belt. Then what?
Then they'll likely say, "Step through the scanner, please." That's the big machine you walk through.
And then if everything looks okay,
They'll give you the all clear. Something simple like "You're good to go." Or maybe "You're all set. Have a good flight."
what if you're like unsure if you can bring something in your carry-on? Like maybe a specific food item or a tool?
Good question. You can ask directly. "Can I take this in my carry-on?" Just hold up the item or point to it. It's always better to ask than to have it taken away.
Yeah, definitely. And a quick tip, just answer their questions clearly. If you think something in your bag might look weird on the x-ray, maybe mention it before they ask. It can sometimes speed things up.
Good advice. Okay, so security is done. What comes next, especially for international flights?
Ah, right. If you're flying to another country or arriving in one, you'll go through Part 3, immigration and passport control.
This is where an officer checks your passport and visa, if you need one, and asks a few questions about your trip.
What kinds of questions do they usually ask?
It's often about the reason for your visit. So a very common question is, what is the purpose of your visit? Or what is the purpose of your trip?
And how should you answer that?
Just be honest and brief. You could say, "I'm here on vacation," or maybe "I'm here on business," or "I'm here to study."
Okay, simple enough. What else might they ask?
They'll probably want to know where you're planning to stay. Where will you be staying?
So you could say at a hotel in downtown, or I'm staying with friends.
Exactly. And they'll definitely ask about the duration. How long will you stay? Or how long will you be here?
And again, a simple answer works best, like for 2 weeks or for 10 days.
Perfect. Sometimes they might also ask, "Do you have a return ticket?" just to confirm you plan on leaving.
Any tips for handling this part? It can feel a bit intimidating.
Yeah, the main thing is just stay calm, answer the questions honestly and briefly. Have your passport open to the photo page and maybe have your hotel reservation or return ticket handy just in case they ask to see it. It just makes the process smoother.
Okay, great advice. So check-in, security, immigration. Now you're finally inside the main terminal area, heading towards your gate. This brings us to part 4, waiting and the boarding gate.
Right. Now, you might have some time to wait before your flight actually starts boarding.
So you find your gate number on your boarding pass or on the big screens.
The departure boards, yeah.
Right.
Always double check those screens, by the way. Gates can sometimes change.
Good point. So while you're waiting, what are some useful questions you might need to ask?
Well, you might still be wondering about the timing. So, is the flight on time is still relevant?
Or maybe you see people starting to line up.
Yeah, you could ask an airline staff member, has boarding started? Or when will boarding start?
And if you're unsure if it's your turn yet,
You can just ask, can I board now? Especially if they're boarding by row numbers or zones.
speaking of which, what will you hear from the gate staff when it's time to board?
They'll make announcements over the loudspeaker. Things like, we are now boarding rows 20 to 30, or we are now boarding zone 3.
And they always say,
Please have your boarding pass and passport ready. Definitely keep those handy.
now while you're sitting there waiting, sometimes people chat a bit, right? Like small talk.
Yeah, it happens. Can pass the time. You might ask someone next to you, is this seat taken? Before you sit down.
Or you could strike up a simple conversation like, where are you flying to?
Uh-huh.
Uh-huh.
Or even ask another passenger if they heard the latest update. Do you know if they've started boarding? It's all pretty casual.
And one really important tip here, listen carefully to those airport announcements.
Oh, definitely. Pay attention for keywords like boarding, of course, but also things like last call. That means hurry up. Or gate change. Missing those could be a big problem.
Absolutely. Okay, so hopefully boarding goes smoothly, but what if things go wrong? That leads us to part 5, special situations and in-flight requests.
Yet travel isn't always perfect. Flights get delayed or canceled. Connections get missed. Luggage gets lost. It happens.
So what do you say if your flight is canceled?
You need to find the airline desk and say clearly, my flight has been canceled. What should I do? They should help you find another flight.
And if you miss a connecting flight because your former flight was late,
Similar approach. Find the airline staff and explain, I missed my connection. Can I rebook?
okay. What about the dreaded lost luggage situation?
If you arrive but your checked bag doesn't, you need to find the baggage service office. You'll need to say, my luggage is missing or my bag is missing.
And then you'd probably ask,
Where's the lost and found?
yeah,
Or where do I report missing baggage? They'll have you fill out a form.
what if there's a language barrier? Like you really need help, but you're struggling with English.
It's okay to ask for language assistance.
Oh,
You could ask, is there someone who speaks Spanish?
yeah.
Or French, or whatever your language is. Most major airports have staff who speak multiple languages.
Good to know. Now, what about once you're actually on the plane? You might need things during the flight,
Right. Don't be afraid to ask the flight attendants for help politely.
like if you're cold.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Can I have a blanket, please? It's perfectly fine.
Or if you want to know when you'll land.
Just ask, what time will we arrive? They usually announce it, but it's okay to ask again.
What about changing seats? Maybe you see an empty one you prefer.
You can ask, can I change seats?
Yeah.
But be prepared for them to say no, especially during takeoff or landing, or if the flight is full. Best to ask after you're in the air.
And food. What if you have dietary needs?
If you didn't pre-order a special meal, you can still ask, is there a vegetarian meal option? Or whatever you need. You
Right.
might have extras, but no guarantees.
And just a general question people often have.
How long's the flight? Yeah, always good to know how much time you have to watch movies or sleep.
Okay, we're nearing the end of the journey. The flight has landed. Part 6. After the flight baggage claim and customs.
Yep, just a couple more steps. First, you need to collect any bags you checked.
So you'll follow the signs, but you could also ask someone, where is baggage claim?
Exactly. You'll find the carousel number for your flight on the screens there.
And if your bag doesn't appear on the carousel,
That's when you use that phrase again, my luggage didn't arrive. And find the baggage service desk.
okay. Once you have your bags, or if you only had carry-on, what's the very last step for international arrivals?
That would be customs. You'll need to find your way there, so asking where is customs might be necessary.
And at customs, they might ask if you have anything to declare. What does that mean?
Yeah, an officer might ask you, or you might see signs asking anything to declare. This means, are you bringing certain items into the country, like large amounts of cash or maybe specific foods or goods over a certain value?
So if you're not sure, maybe ask, do I need to declare anything?
Or just be ready to answer honestly if they ask you directly. Usually, for most tourists, the answer is no.
Oh, okay, phew. You made it through customs. You're officially in the new country.
Almost there. Now you just need to leave the airport.
Right. So you'll probably need a ride. Useful phrases here would be, where can I get a taxi?
Or, if you prefer public transport, is there public transportation nearby? Like a bus or a train to the city.
Perfect. So that pretty much covers the whole airport experience from arriving at check-in all the way to leaving the destination airport.
Yeah, we went through check-in phrases, security instructions, those immigration questions, waiting at the gate, handling problems, in-flight requests, and finally baggage claim and customs. Quite a journey.
It really is. And knowing some of these key English phrases can just make the whole process feel, a lot less stressful.
Definitely. And remember, practice really does help. Maybe listen to this again. Try saying the phrases out loud. Don't worry about making mistakes. It's totally part of learning.
Absolutely. It's all about communication, not perfection.
So we have a question for you, our listeners. We'd love to know, what's your biggest challenge in learning English?
Please leave us a comment below the video or wherever you're listening. Let us know your challenges, and also feel free to suggest any future topics you'd like us to cover here on English Practice Lab.
Yeah, we really want to make content that's useful for you.
Thanks so much for joining us today.
We hope this helps you feel more confident on your next trip. Don't forget to subscribe for more travel English, everyday conversations, and pronunciation tips.
Have a safe trip and see you in the next episode.